Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, Spence, let's trip out.
Ethan, what the hell is this?
Yeah, I know, right? It's o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. Yeah, obviously.
Documented Geek Day.
Rock and roll. All right. We've got a full house tonight. We got VHS Mikey here. How's it going, my dude? And we got Rob from Rob's Vintage Video. What's up, my dude?
What's happening, guys? Thanks for having me.
And of course, my man. Absolutely. It's great to have you. Then, of course, our good buddy, as always, it's been far too long, Mr. Chris Styles, Pop Culture Punk. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Been way too long since we had you
I
on,
know, man.
Yeah.
I haven't been on since like season 2. People were like,
Yeah, for real.
Did that character get written off? Did he die?
The trivia show was the last one you were on, wasn't it?
Was it?
Gosh, man.
I feel like it was trivia because there was we had horror movie and or just movie questions in general.
That's right. That's
Uh,
right.
That was so long ago, back when I was a young man.
It feels like
A young
forever
man.
ago, but it was probably maybe like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I felt like I was wide-eyed and full of dreams. And now life's
Young
been
and full of
hard.
piss and vinegar.
Yeah,
Now you look like you're making shady deals in Hawaii.
yeah, exactly. That's what I aspire to. I mean, you gotta dress for the job that you want, not the job that you have. So
You'll-
do what I can.
You'll be doing bumps off hookers' butts in no time.
I mean,
As long as they're wearing those lay things, then it's all good. And there's like
Made
a
it,
fire
man.
eater in the corner of the room just every now and again. Anytime someone busts.
Uh-oh, Mikey's on fire.
Oh.
Oh shit, he's there. He's over at Mikey's house.
I get some wiring issues, I'm sure.
Speaking of firemen,
So what are we
Yeah,
doing
Chris,
today,
help 'em
guys?
out.
What's going down? What?
Yeah.
Jason, you're the one with the guidelines.
hey, we talked about this earlier. Technically, we all have these guidelines. We agreed.
Yes.
I agree to nothing. I can't even read.
Well, that's absolutely. You don't have to read in order to discuss this, so that works out well. You understand the subject matter, but otherwise, not a big deal. There's cartoons and shit. You can definitely throw in.
Hey, I'm in. I'm in.
I can read. It's just only Pig Latin. It's the only thing.
That's going to get a little weird. We can still do it, but it's going to take a while to catch up. Guys, in relation to both Mike and Rob, the VHS thing, right? Like, I mean, we're all of an age that our introduction to pop culture probably came through, I mean, pretty much the launch of MTV and shit like that, but also the ability to walk into a store and pick out a movie. Not anything that was being suggested to you, not anything that was part of an algorithm. It was you walking into a room that had a bunch of little square boxes in it, looking at possible artwork or sometimes maybe just the title. Or if you were really lucky and you walked into a place that gave a shit, labels.
Well, my favorite people were the person behind the counter. They would always have a nice recommend for you. You know, you'd come up with a couple of horror tapes like, dude, if you love that, you're gonna love these sick ass things over here, and they'd show you all the wonders and all the gross tapes. And before you know it, you were not only friends with the owner, but you also were getting introduced to stuff you would have never watched. I guess the owner was kind of your algorithm. What's your thoughts, Rob?
Well, man, I was lucky enough to my mother was a huge movie fan, and as soon as there was a mom and pop shop that opened up or the chance to rent videotapes came about, man, we were in there, and I know exactly what he's talking about. Like, I rented so many tapes just based on what the cover looked like or the crazy title or whatever, nothing about it, rent like 5 of them every night, and we'll stay up all night watching them and go back and get another 5 the next day.
It was just, I gotta say, that was peak civilization right there. That's when humanity, we had all these things that connected each other. Like there was it felt like a shared experience in movie theaters at that same time too. Like there were just things that felt like, they brought us together, and now we live in this dark dystopian time. Like,
By comparison,
for sure.
absolutely.
There's a couple of shops that are still holding it up. Like Scarecrow Video has an amazing selection. Of course, it caters to people our age, people that want to go back for that nostalgic bite. But there's also a bunch of new generations, and people reach out to me that just got into tapes, and they want to know how to hook VCRs up or do stuff. So I'm trying to get guides for them, but luckily there's already some good resources online. But we just got to educate all the new people and get them excited about this stuff, so we don't lose the couple remaining video stores that are still around.
Which would be awesome. Like, it really would be awesome if there was a resurgence entirely, but it's weird to me that, like, there was I don't know, like my cassette collection when I was a teenager, right? I had those briefcase double fold, you know what I'm talking about? Like, you click to both sides, there'd be 50 slots per side. I had 3 of those filled with nothing but punk rock and hardcore tapes.
Oh, hell yeah.
They were fucking incredible, but they all died. I traded them all out for fucking CDs, and CDs became the next thing. Because the sound quality was better. What was weird, though, is that weird background hiss from a cassette tape. It didn't quite make up for the warmth, but there was something to it. Like, it was part of the sound to me. So, like, even CDs, I do them, and I'm like, if you listen to like the Screeching Weasel, right? Boogada Boogada. Like, if you took that album, you took the tape and played it next to the CD doesn't sound as warm. Which is weird. That was one of the complaints at the time for people talking about records next to tapes.
Yeah.
So VHS, it's not quite the same, but there is something to that as well.
I love the graininess of it.
I love being able to play with a fucking track.
Well,
I just love.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying, I just love, again, like the community aspect of VHS. Like every home had a VHS. Like you had a tape, like you could take it to your friend's house, like you knew they had a player, like at least one, if not multiple. And there was something like you could bring a movie over your friend wasn't allowed to watch, and it was like contraband, or he could come to your house, or you go to someone else's house and they have some shit that, like, oh my god, you got fucking Predator on Laserdisc, like fuck, this is awesome. It's like I didn't have that shit.
That's the thing is, like, by the time they were putting out like DVDs and stuff, they were like advertising the movies better. People knew what they were going to go look for at the video store and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
But when they were just VHS tapes before DVDs were there, most of the stuff was just like straight on the shelf. You never even heard about it.
Yeah, the only time you'd even get any type of like if it was like an Orion feature or a Canon film, you might get a preset. Like you might get a fucking trailer on something that you rented to tell you other VHSs were about to come out. But you certainly didn't see a fucking commercial.
That's it. Yeah.
That's a
oh, dude, like I could talk just about VHS trailers all day, like Paramedics and like The Howling 4, like just ones that like I watched over and over and over again because of whatever tapes they were. I don't even remember the tapes they were on at this point. But and like VHS swag, that's one of my favorite pieces of nostalgia ever. When like they'd have a movie that was a huge hit, like Look Who's Talking, and you put in your like Look Who's Talking tape, and before the movie starts, they're like, get your Look Who's Talking t-shirt or your Look Who's Talking sweatshirt. Get it in baby size, like this baby, and your kid will look just like Mikey. Like, order this shit now. There was a bunch of movies that had that. Bill and Ted had that. Don't Tell Mom, The Babysitter's Dead had that.
I got a little dopamine chill off that. Like, I've completely forgotten about that shit.
I still get pumped about it. I mean, I put a tape in every time I get up in the morning, and there's just something about it. It's like listening to a background track. You pop it in, you start hearing all those commercials, and
I mean, that's how I started every
day.
That's how I started every day of my life from, I'd say at least age 5, or if not younger, age 3 to age, I don't know, whenever DVD took over, I guess that started to like wean out. But like I think about those days, like I was a lot happier those years. Maybe it was the VHS. Maybe I should start each day with a tape.
Maybe I need to get a VCR.
Although I'm slowly I have a Laserdisc collection that I got to rebuild, and I have a really small VHS collection at this point. Like I have just movies that I made as a kid, and I have like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Coming Out of Their Shells tour and Night Eyes 3.
I know,
and the Teddy Ruxpin live action movie.
I got that.
That's it.
Turtoons
That's my
right here.
whole collection.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, the tunes. I don't even have that. I have like the making of the Coming Out of the Shells tour. It's not even the Coming Out of the Shells tour. It's like the dudes being interviewed backstage like they're an actual band. It's ridiculous.
Hey, they are an actual band. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry.
Got to keep the kayfabe going, you know? It's like
yes.
Robin,
The douche.
y'all were talking about the idea of going like the algorithm being whoever was running the mom and pop store, which reminded me, because that's what I had. Like, it was like less than a mile from my house. I could walk up the road and literally go to this place attached to a Kroger shopping center. That was like a little mom and pop video. Like I was fucking 12 years old and they gave me a card, which didn't happen anywhere else. Remember the first time you walked into a chain VHS store? Like be it Hollywood Video or for that matter Blockbuster or just any of the larger national entities that you get a taste from. Like did it not feel?
It felt sterile. That's I'm not a big fan of the big chains. I mean, we had them around, but we mostly went to Mon Pa's too. I always went to Jack's Video, and Jack was cool because he had the beaded porn section. He had all the sickest tapes. He had stuff that he would swear was banned in America. It was probably just marketing, but we always swore it.
It was one of my first like forays in hentai when I was like fucking 12 years old from the same mom and pop video store. It was called Legend of the Overfiend. You know, it's a good.
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen that.
Years old, they're like anime. I was like, yeah.
See,
you like boobs?
I
was like on 12. Yes, I like boobs.
My early
12-year-old boy, of course I like tits.
I am a fan of boobs. What do you have?
I'll put on my boob hat for that one.
Mikey got a boob hat.
My early
I love props.
Sorry, I was a big fan of prop comedians as a kid. So
yeah, I love prop.
These ones are kind of crooked.
That's not even. You can't even. You can play.
That reminds me. I got a collar.
It's probably the concerned parents or something.
I had a sour taste in my mouth the first time I walked into a Blockbuster, man. Like, because I knew that the places that I like to go were not there no more because of that, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, it still feels like I mean, it was still nice to have that kind of place to go and rent movies and still have that little bit of a community thing, but it was nothing like the mom and pop shops where they had like one arcade maybe, and they were selling all kinds of random stuff.
Yeah,
like if you check out my channel, I have a video store in my basement, and I modeled my shop after that. And they sold like all kinds of stuff, man. They sold like random shit, you know, like posters on the wall, no decoration, maybe some lights.
Right?
That's
You know what I
awesome.
mean? Like
The horror section
when then
is always
when that disappears and you walk into a Blockbuster and everything is all uniform and
yeah. Same checkout, same kids working, same sections, same walls of fucking cassettes that don't have tapes behind them on a Friday.
Yeah.
One of my friends said one of the workers at Blockbuster that she used to work with was so afraid to get in trouble that she would hold it until she peed herself. And I don't want to work in an environment like that. And that explains why I didn't like that place too much.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I knew the kids, it wasn't until I was a little older that I realized that Blockbuster sucked, because all of a sudden Hollywood Video popped up.
Yeah.
And that that all of a sudden I was like, what's this? How are they daring gonna try and move into this market? And I was like, oh, they're gonna do it by being like a really fucking quality ass store. It was like everything you loved about a mom and pop place, but with like all the convenience of a chain. Like the late hours that like Blockbusters would cave and they'd be like, okay, like local town, we'll close at 10 for you. We won't be open till midnight, and they would have a way more intense horror section, way more intense foreign section, way more intense like music section, shit like that.
Yeah.
we never had a Hollywood Video where I'm from.
There weren't that many in the States even. They like had a little run. They made a mini run. It was sort of like, see, like my early memories are all jumbled, but like there was a lot of mini runs in those days. Like the West Coast Video was a big one. That was
I had a West
Blockbuster.
Coast. Yeah, we had West Coast.
But I used to love West Coast as a kid. Like I thought West Coast was one of my favorite places
great
to go.
when I was a kid. Yeah, I would beg my mom to go to West Coast Video.
Yeah, West Coast.
I don't think I've been to West Coast. What was it all about?
It's hard to remember at this point. I remember a lot of times though, I didn't realize as a kid, and I would grab a beta because they would have like beta and VHS. I guess they were like big on the selection and shit. They were a little bit bigger stores, but like at the same time, I literally remember renting videos from gas stations as well.
Oh yeah,
like it seemed like everybody was getting into the video market. Again, it was just like a boom time for America. Every now and again, something comes out, and it's like, we've got jobs and opportunities for everybody. Now, like you can make a movie for a couple grand, and if you can spend 50 grand on your poster, just like the big studios spend 50 grand on their poster, then guess what? On the VHS shelf, your movie looks just as good as theirs. And people are walking by, and you have just as much chance of getting that video market. You'll never, that won't work. They won't hold up in a movie theater.
Bringing up the VHS thing. Does anybody know, just off the top of your head, there's 6 of us here. I guarantee you, out of the other 5 of you, that took a minute. Sorry, been drinking. Out of the other 5 of you, one of you is going to know this. Why did VHS win the battle for home movies?
Well, there's a lot of different things. People go this or that, but like I particularly lend to, it just feels true for me that it was porn. Like porn was the difference maker. Like
it was absolutely
porn was like, this is where we're going. This is cheaper. This is what I take.
This is the way.
Process, a manufacturing process, so it's the thing that made sense.
It's cheaper.
Yeah, I mean it's a cost-effective fucking business.
It's cheaper. It's sleazier. It's worse than beta, and just about every way. Beta would eventually catch up.
Quality was apparently not as good.
Beta was like significantly better than VHS.
It ran longer runs too. Like if you had let's say The Godfather, for example, when it came out on VHS, came out in 2 separate tapes, right? Beta was on one. It was
I have 2 tapes.
I think Beta was actually slower to get the longer times. That's one of those other like tech areas where people just thought like, oh, VHS is better because in EP mode you can record fucking 4 hours or 5 hours, 6 hours on tape.
3 2-hour movies on a VHS. The problem is the quality is garbage.
And we didn't realize that at the time because like the quality of our broadcast TV was garbage.
I got some Ninja Turtle tapes that look like some kid tried to put as many as they could on a video, and the quality is so sus on those.
And by God, we were thrilled to watch it.
My grandmother recorded the first 3 Lethal Weapon movies on one video cassette for me when I was a kid, and 1 and 3 are good, but 2, like, remember when VHS did the little block thing where you couldn't record onto another tape with it?
Yeah.
Oh, you just put a little tape over it.
Oh yeah.
Well, when you're 7, 8 years old, you don't think about that kind of thing. And my grandmother didn't realize it. So the crappy quality of having multiple movies on one tape was just made exponentially worse by the fact that it had a block on it that jumbled the quality anyway. So I was just like, okay, but I liked it. It was Lethal Weapon 1 through 3. That's how I watched those movies for a long time.
Yeah. There was one of the cassette recorded or the VHS recording companies that released a version of the blank VHS cassettes that had tabs like that built in over the holes. And if you wanted to make a permanent tape, you were supposed to break them, but there were no directions about that. Like it wasn't on the video. There was nothing there was nothing on the box that said, by the way, if you'd like to keep this forever, put your thumbs in here.
Yeah.
I would love to have those. Those sound cool.
They had audio cassette tapes too, the same way.
But I remember, and
it's very easy to tape over those.
It was like one of those cool things. Like you had to be on the in club to know about it. Like someone would tell you, and you'd be like, "Really? That's what that's for?" Like, holy shit!
Yeah, somebody would tell you, like, you caught that out, and suddenly your wedding video is protected. Your grandma doesn't find duct tape.
Yeah, fucking hey, that's wild.
Hey, Craig, before we get moving on, I just wanted to say I love your Terrifier shirt. That's
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah, it's a great shirt.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Terrifier.
I only have like 10 of them.
I have that on VHS. I should go grab those.
You have that on VHS?
Yeah, I'll grab them real quick.
Yeah, they did
one
That's rad as
VHS.
fuck.
Like I forget who did it, but
You know, I always get a mashup idea when I'm on the Geek Den. For some reason, I just want to do like an Art the Clown, Ronald McDonald, Terrifier.
Do it.
Do it, cheesy. It's so bad.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
You need now. You have to.
Terrifier.
I got a thing
Up here
for
now. I
I
ain't gonna
love
let you
like
forget.
I love rock shirts or like horror shirts that are white.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know why I
You don't
got
see
some,
them very
some kind of attraction. I guess because most shirts are black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, Terror,
Especially with
Terror
horror
Threads
and rock and
always
roll.
like they're released
Yeah.
in black, but they always have like one design that's only for white shirts, and this is the best design I think they made.
I think
yeah.
back in the day, one of my favorite shirts was my Metallica and Justice for All, and it was white. I love that.
Yeah.
shirt.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Oh,
there's
yeah.
that.
That's sick. I know exactly the shirt.
Yeah, Metallica had like the cool tees in the early 90s. Like
Yeah.
that was they had the coolest band t-shirts.
Oh, they definitely did. With the exception of the 88 Fingers Louie ripoff version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with the possible exception of Iron Maiden, I guess. Iron Maiden had
Iron
really
Maiden.
cool shirts.
Anything that had fucking Eddie in it was fucking.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
And there was literally even 90s releases of Iron Maiden stuff. I could swear at the time around me, but they were like, "Oh, it's garbage. They sold out. It's trash." I thought it was fucking great, and I also thought the art looked better.
Oh, but here's that Terrifier.
Oh, dude.
That is
Oh man, that's awesome.
Watch the cereal.
Love that.
That is
That's
awesome.
great.
Fucking awesome.
Witter
It's all
Entertainment
about
puts
the
these out.
packaging.
Oh yeah, it's so much fun. That's
Dude,
like
that package is awesome. Love that.
That makes this whole.
I got the clamshell too, but
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
the
that rules.
clamshell.
Yeah.
Great.
I miss
That reminds me of like my big dirty hairy clamshell when I was a kid.
I try to get
Warner
all
Brothers
their
things.
releases when I can.
Warner Brothers released them.
Yeah, like right, the Warner Brothers big boxes. Do you remember those?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody remembers those, but like there was a weird dude. That was the wild, wild west. Like the major studios didn't even know what the fuck they were doing. Like Universal put out like a green tab on ET instead of a black tab.
Yeah.
It's like the only tape that like I ever saw that on. And it was just like, I don't know. They're geniuses because I'm still talking about it 40 years
Yeah,
later.
the ET I have has a green tab on it, and it has green spindle wheels like on a.
Does it have the shotguns in it? Like when you watch it, are they chasing ET with shotguns or flashlights?
Spielberg has said that he will never release the Redux version again, and every release from now on is going to be the original film the way it originally was.
Pissed off about people aiming fucking. Let's be fair. That was a bad cover up. That was a stupid way to fucking cover that. They could have done any number of things digitally speaking. They were going to mess with it digitally anyways. It is just easy from a digital standpoint to fucking cover a shotgun with a fucking walkie-talkie as it is to literally just fucking take the arm out of the picture, or do any like. There's any number of things you can do that didn't involve this, except the dumbest fucking thing in the world. And I'm not.
I got my walkie-talkie.
Although I love that it's birthed a whole generation of memes, like characters that are pointing a gun are now giving a thumbs up, and like all this shit. Like,
it also led to that whole thing, like movies. Listen, I mean, with shootouts occurring in different movies, back in the day, at least there was a squib and probably a fucking sound effect added later to make sure that it really, really resonated. And a lot of movies now, they're just digitally imposing flashes and then going back with like the Foley artist, like dropping a fucking boom on it, assuming that they're not just using some pack that they picked up online for it.
Yeah.
It's taken a lot of the punch out of it. Like a lot of the punch.
Well, I agree. I don't like digital like squibs essentially. I like, the way movie blood like splatters and splurts, especially the way the guys, the geniuses who were doing that shit back in the day, they knew like how thick to make it and like what angle to place it at for it to get the best explosions and the timing. There's such an art. Like cinema violence is beautiful. It's not like real violence. Real violence is horrifying. You know?
Yeah, but cinema, like it's just the knowing that it's an effect and thinking about how they had to work to get that shit to happen. That it's an amazing thing.
Like, it's such a beautiful art form.
Poltergeist 2, the birth of the fucking mezcal demon.
Out of Craig T. Nelson's mouth. He almost died doing that.
Yeah, because he was laying with the fucking ice, the dry ice foam, which is nothing but carbon.
The shit all started inflating down his throat. They had to yank it out.
Oh, the stuntman himself almost died crawling out.
There's a lot of people that almost died in those movies, and some people that did. Quite a few that did.
Yeah.
The old man died. The hello little girl.
He looks like
fucking
like you looked at him. He looks like a fucking Julian.
The shaman from Poltergeist 2 died.
He's the previous dude.
And of course, Heather O'Rourke, the little girl.
He died during the filming of Part 3.
Part 3, yeah.
Oh, that's really
during
sad.
the filming.
Twisted stomach, I think. There was something happened, like something that normally literally.
She had, it was some kind of intestinal issue that she had, and that's what caused her to have like puffy cheeks and stuff like that too.
She was retaining water. They didn't know it. It happened all over the course of like.
Right. Yeah, and it was some kind of medical condition, and ended up taking her life. It was like, well, how old was she?
What was the daughter's name from Part 1? She's the reason that log.
Robin Dunn.
Oh, the older daughter.
Yeah, Griffin.
Yeah, she was murdered by
Griffin Dunn's sister. Griffin Dunn from My Girl and American Werewolf in London. Yep. Great Griffin Dunn. Yep. Oh man.
My Girl's an awesome movie.
That's a heartbreaking one.
My Girl.
Yeah.
Craig is, or not Craig, but James is a big fan.
I share the memes. No, I love that. I love that movie, but I always share the memes.
Bees.
The bee memes.
I think I jacked some of your bee memes. I have a big meme folder. Every time I see something funny, I'm like, oh, it's going in there.
Right. So as soon as every time I see one, I'm like, yeah, I'm sharing that. I don't care. I don't care who it offends.
I used to try to credit people, but I can't even remember who the hell I got these memes from to begin with. And memes are meant for the people. So you should, if you want them credit, you should put a logo on it.
Yep.
Still waiting. Still waiting for My Girl 3, My Girl with a Vengeance. They should have done it. The timing was right. They could have done it in like 95, 96.
My beverage is tapping.
What?
Mikey,
running around as a
jammer.
It's so good.
Kool-Aid Jammer. Kool-Aid Jammer. That's awesome.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you gotta have the jammy boys, man. You gotta have the jammies.
All right. Well, I'm gonna derail this for a sec. What's your favorite nostalgic kid beverage?
Oh,
so like Capri Suns, Kool-Aid,
Ecto Cooler.
Yeah, Ecto Cooler, 100%.
Ecto Cooler all day.
I like the
Cooler
existence.
Yeah.
I like this sounds pretentious, but like I love the existence of Ecto Cooler a lot more than I ever loved drinking it. Like it tastes like ghost piss.
I don't know. I tasted some
it.
recreated Ecto Cooler a couple weeks ago, and it was pretty good.
Yeah,
it tastes like you killed Mountain Dew and like poured its ectoplasm into a fucking juice box.
I remember
with
when
some,
they
like,
released
battery
it a couple
acid.
years ago for that Ghostbuster movie, and I got like 26 packs of it, and I had it for like 3 months.
That's all. I should have got more. I only got a couple. So
Yeah.
But you know what? If you just wait like a year, then you sell those on eBay, and like you're, on your way to you just start
Buying a yacht and shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm always buying overpriced cereal boxes. It's one of my other hobbies.
Well, like video store art, the cereal box art like gave everyone an equal fighting chance too, and a lot of
for
times,
sure.
just like
They
the
look
color
like
scheme.
they look like big VHSs,
Yeah,
exactly.
The brilliance behind them, though, like when you look at a serial, you guys probably know this too. I don't know if you went through the cereal aisle in the 80s and 90s, and you were a kid. Let's say you're 6, 7 years old. You're of a certain height. So as you're walking through the aisles, all the kids' cereals were on a certain shelf because all the mascots had eyes looking directly at what would be at you.
Like
If
my
you were an
oh wow.
I mean,
they weren't looking.
I mean.
I had a creepy Michael Jackson poster that used to follow me.
Literally down because that's what they're supposed to be doing. Looking at kids. It's a brilliant bit of advertising.
Creepy Michael Jackson poster.
All right, favorite. What's your favorite nostalgic cereal then, from as it being a kid?
Well, as far as flavor goes, Nintendo, it had the 2 flavors, and both of them were awesome. And
Mario and Zelda, right?
It's hard to find that. It's hard to find
I
that
love
flavor.
that
Like
cereal.
it don't exist anymore. And Ralston, they're the ones who put them out. They also put out Nerd cereal, but it was the same flavor, just it was Nerds and a couple other ones. But I haven't been able to ever refine a flavor like it. I know what it smells like, and I could still remember the taste. But unfortunately,
That's
these
how I
old cereals
feel.
do not still taste good.
My favorite was Dinosaurs, and that's kind of how I
Goes
felt
out to
about
you
it.
because
But the Rainbow Krispies actually taste like dinosaurs, so it's a win.
Oh, the Rainbow Bright? Is that what you said? You broke up for a sec.
The Rainbow Krispies that are out now taste just like dinosaurs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know. For me, like I'm the youngest in this group. I can almost guarantee it. When I was 6 or 7, they came out with the original Pop-Tart Crunch, and I was obsessed.
That sounds good, man.
Oh my god, it was the tits, dude! And then they came
I used to
out
love
with it like,
Pop-Tarts, man.
yeah, oh yeah, just like imagine like little mini Pop-Tarts, a little bit of frosting with some milk. Hell yeah!
You first start smoking weed and shit like that, man. Pop-Tarts are your Pop-Tarts are your best friend.
Oh
man.
hell yeah!
Well,
Hell yeah! Pop-Tarts and Oreos.
I've been single for like 14 years, so I'm no stranger to Pop-Tarts.
Right.
There is something that happens, I think, the first time you're baked out of your mind and someone hands you a box of dry cinnamon toast crunch. And it's like the box is like full when they hand it to you, and like no one's ever gonna see or hear from that box again. Like,
Oh,
What
we're
happened
getting,
here? You got like cereal
we're
all
getting
over your
straight to the
face.
high guy talk for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, my kid stuff. I would say there was a cereal called S'mores Grams that
Yeah.
they kind of brought something back very similar.
Yeah,
I
multi-milled
think Honeywell
version.
puts it out. Yeah, or something. Someone does it
Multi-milled,
now.
one of the cheaper brands.
It's pretty close. It's not quite perfect because S'mores Grams was literally like if you took Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Golden Grams, and Cocoa Puffs. Or something like that, yeah, and mixed them all together, and like Teddy Grams. It was like it's 90% there. It's not perfect, but it's really good.
I dated a girl that I'm pretty sure she was smoking Teddy Grams.
He was smoking some guy named Teddy's Grams. Yeah.
She was doing something for a gram, but I probably don't want to know about it.
Teddy's Grams.
Should be marrying some Ted Kaczynski guy. I don't know. Kept saying his shit was the bomb.
But why don't we go ahead and cut to a quick break? Yep.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good.
We shall return.
All right, everybody take a leak.
Messages.
I'm gonna pee
Yeah.
pee while we can, I guess.
Milky! Rainbow Bright has a new cereal with fruit flavor and bright colors.
Colors? Let's see.
New Rainbow Bright brand cereal. Sweet fruity rainbows of bright color. A yummy part of this complete breakfast.
That aisle? Mirko!
A gloom cloud. No match for Rainbow Bright.
Oh, no!
Birthday of colors.
Idiot! We hate color!
No worked out breakfast for us. Fruit flavored, colorful bites. Rainbow Bright.
Sometimes people take for granted about the best things ever planted, but they should be enchanted, should appreciate their trees.
Trees, hollies, Arbor Day Foundation spreads the word across the nation about trees.
Trees are terrific.
I am officially high. All right. It is monster reveal time.
Oh yeah, monster reveal. We're gonna
monster
let our
reveal.
monster-
Jason, Craig, Mikey.
It's a party.
I as a rule of thumb, I won't come on a show unless guys show their monster.
You know what? I'm not going to show you my monster, but I'm going to say this. There are two kinds of people in this world. There are man-childs. There's my pet monster man-childs, and there's gizmo man-childs. And I think some of the rest of us need to stand up and show ourselves to the world.
I like how mangy he is.
Yeah, we have gizmos. My Gizmo's ears are all like pulled back and shit. Like,
James, show your Chucky, man. He's awesome.
Oh yeah. I don't have a gizmo or my pet monster, but I do have.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
See, that gets me excited. I love Nickelodeon, so I actually like that as much as I like this.
I was definitely a Nicktoons kid. So
hell yeah, dude.
my girlfriend asked me one day. She goes, "Hey, who's your favorite cartoon character?" So
honestly, we didn't even know we were kings, and we didn't even know it in the 90s with Nickelodeon. We had no I would just watch hours and hours and hours of Double Dare right now if I could.
Oh, Double Dare!
Like
God, I could watch Double Dare forever.
Yeah, I could too. I'd never get sick of it.
Is there any one of us that doesn't believe we could have completed that fucking obstacle course?
I know I could have.
I know I could have
for sure.
I feel like I could have, but I must not have been able to. It's like only like 2 people ever did. It was fucking absurd.
Right.
Fucking Mark Summers.
I'm gonna put my monster down. They're freaking
Fucking
heavy,
Mark
man.
Summers.
I have to work out just to carry it.
I put my gizmo by my cat, and my cat's not pleased. All right, I'll take
Let me see that gizmo again. That thing's mangy. I like it.
Oh, my worn out one. I used to have one like this as a kid, and I saw it at a con, and I was like, I have to buy it. Like it was like
It's
$20.
amazing. I
was like,
love
I'm
it.
buying it.
It looks like it
I was
has a
this could very well be the one.
Did you pay $20 for it?
I paid $20 for it at a con.
That's what I paid. I paid $20 for this at the flea market.
Oh, awesome. But I imagine in some world this is the one that I lost when I was like 5 years old or whatever it was, and somehow it came back. And we're all pathetic man children.
You know what? I believe that. I believe that too.
It's literally the same one. It's the exact same one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, but
yours is Canadian though, Rob. Yours is Canadian though.
Yeah, exactly.
Which means it's probably of a better build quality.
Yeah, for sure. It's safer. It has better health care.
Yeah, it was made by union workers with health benefits and friendly, polite mannered, well mannered, people.
When I bought it, I bought it off the dude.
If we're gonna make it, we should make it good, eh?
The dude told me that they're hard to find with the squeak still in them, that they still squeak and everything, so it's very rare. And I was like, oh, well, okay.
Oh, does yours do it? Does yours squeak? Yeah.
Yeah, you can't hear it.
Oh no, I didn't hear it.
No, we're quiet.
Yeah, I don't. Your mic's blocking it out. I believe you. It's squeaking though.
You can't hear it.
But now I'm sad about it.
I couldn't hear.
It's squeaking.
I trust you. If for some reason it's not picking up, the mic's not picking it up. I can't hear it.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Well, that's good. That means you got a good mic, man. You want it blocking out shit like that. You don't want little weird noises.
Howie Mandel comes through there fucking squeaking. You don't want anybody hearing it.
Yeah.
I
you
had
could let,
to
you could let out
install
one of, you could let a little squeak fart. No, no.
I was gonna. You beat it.
Well, randomly, having nothing to do with this conversation, tell me you guys have seen the clip of the fucking weather dude slowly creeping backwards off the green screen, like getting out of view of the camera and just fucking farting.
Letting out a squeaker.
I was just petting my cat. I know it looks like I was just like leaning over on one side there, but my cat's over here.
This dude is literally fucking talking. He's like, and that's what we have to look forward to. Is slowly frame and just fucking blast one.
He's like, we have fog moving in.
Well, just like you're off camera. Way to go. But
I
man,
just saw a reel that was someone.
They're never going to hear me if I won't go away.
That's something you can't see me through. It's like the bug bladder beetle beast of Alpha Gamma 5 or whatever fucking hitchhikers.
I used to get into. Go ahead.
You can't see it. It can't see you.
I used to get into jogging, and when you got headphones, you can't hear the farts, so you're just like every step let one out. You know?
Just enjoying it.
I have no idea.
You're running by people and tearing it up. They're
It keeps people from running behind you, though, I guess.
I just
The
saw
ultimate crop duster.
Someone out there wearing headphones.
I just saw a music video. I just saw a music video reel about like someone farted on this plane. Like I'm gonna storm the aisles. I want to name a seat number now. Like it was so good. Oh, it was so dramatic. And then the dude like cops up to it and he's like, I'm on my way to like my grandma's funeral, like or my mom's funeral or something. And he's like, oh no, I feel bad. It was brilliant. It was fucking brilliant.
I just wanted to say that you guys are passing all the checks for my friendship. Farting jokes, having my pet monsters, gremlins, Chucky,
Oh, yes.
like friends for man. I love you guys.
Hell yeah.
That's the goal.
Hell yeah.
Fart jokes, dick jokes. All right.
As he holds up his Goonies tattoo. Yeah.
Chris, are respond like we have an actual topic for this segment, but because you just said that, I have to bring it up. The plane getting rerouted because of the fucking diarrhea. Tell me you guys read about that.
Oh, I heard about this. Yeah, there was like 96. It was like 96 people on the plane that got diarrhea.
No. This was one lady at the front of the plane. God bless her, because I'm sure that it wasn't comfortable. There's photos. Like you can find this shit. Like literally, the cabin crew took pictures. This woman is having an issue, and she has to get Barbados. This just happened. It's she literally she's on the plane. The one she can get to is occupied, so she has to go to the back. Seriously, all the way through the plane, just fucking shit all the way down the plane. So the captain fucking calls back. It's like, we've had a biohazard incident. What do you want us to do? And the tower return. So they turn around and go with all these people on this plane. Fucking shit covering the poor lady. I'm gonna guess feeling pretty horrible about the whole thing. She did get back on the return, so I'm assuming she felt better.
Hey, you gotta sometimes you gotta let a little air out, you know.
I don't. That's news. That's a. Never
I was wondering why the balloon came out.
And I do like the Beastmaster mask a lot. That's
Oh
quality.
yeah, thank you, man. Thank you so
I love
much.
the props. I'm loving these props.
I got all kinds of Ben Cooper masks. I got let's see, what side am I on here? I got a Pac-Man too.
Oh hell yeah.
I'm like a mutated Princess Leia right now.
Before we move on from the cover art, I just want to show off this.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
One of my favorite.
Beautiful.
No, that is.
Yeah, I love that cover.
Is that Drew Struzan? Did he do the Gremlins ones? Does anybody know? Drew Struzan. I feel like he might have done the Gremlins ones. But
I think I'm not 100% sure on this. I would. Who's the guy that did the fucking Indiana Jones and?
That's Drew Struzan. Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Back to the Future. Yeah,
I just I feel like, you know, we were talking about that with Spielberg telling him not to make Gizmo a gremlin, like keep him what he is because you're going to get some great merchandising out of it.
Yeah.
I feel like there's some connection there because also, you know, you had Indiana Jones, Lucas, like you had I guess the trinity of fucking movies, right? So you had like Star Wars, you had Indiana Jones, and then you fucking had, I would argue, Gremlins and Gremlins 2 to an extent because it was a big part of my childhood, not because it was good.
Gremlins 2 for me is even better than the first film.
I
It's
love
like a
both of them.
perfect. It's a fantastic sequel. I absolutely love Gremlins 2, the
I
new
love
batch.
both of them.
It's
I love them
fun,
both.
man.
It was
But-
Joe Dante, right?
It's like,
Was it?
yes, it was Joe Dante, and they begged him to come back for years. He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it, and they just like kept on offering him more money. And eventually, he's just like, oh, what the heck? You know,
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna make
let
some
me do
weird
let me do
shit.
whatever the hell. Yeah, let me do whatever the hell I want with it. And like they were so dumb, they didn't realize he was making fun of them at every turn in that movie, and like and the world, and like, you know, the thing that's funny is, you know what the scandal was inside Hollywood after Gremlins 2 came out?
What's it?
All the networks were pissed that Joe Dante found out they all had End of the World tapes pre-recorded.
Oh,
Like all the networks have this, like a tape that's like, well, humanity has come to an end. Like, we want you to know it's been our pleasure broadcasting you.
God, I
and
would
we
love
hope
to
you've
have that.
enjoyed life.
well, that was
Right? Fucking of all the things I want to see, it's like the fucking Eric Stoltz footage, and it's like that shit, you know? It's
awesome.
like neck and neck.
Right.
For sure.
100%, man. Man, you guys are awesome. You guys got the deep cuts.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
But you know, it's not a bad
Look at-
way to go, sitting there like watching it on your old tube TV, and the message comes up,
Yeah, right.
you know, well, sorry, it's the end of the world. This is end of our broadcast. Pretty much that's it.
And you're just a
Have a
little
good
kid
night.
Until
sitting on
next
the
time.
floor, like
Oh,
looking up
wait.
at your parents' TV. Like,
You're sitting on the
I
couch
used
and
to
you're like,
scare my
okay,
kids,
well,
that was like the Turner Broadcasting one said that we continue to broadcast until the end. Like I do know that. Like, it started off with this whole thing. Like, unfortunately, we are not able to serve you any longer. However, please enjoy this pre-recorded thing. Like there was this whole thing with
here's
some
an episode
song-
of Friends.
"Closer, My God, to Thee." "Closer, My God, to Thee" is the song.
Okay.
Plays, all through the background while this is going on. This is the Ted Turner, like when the Turner Network was still a big thing, which I
Yeah.
guess technically it still is, but at the time.
It's Time Warner now, but yeah.
Right, but it's the whole idea was that it would do "Closer, My God, to Thee" while it played behind and said they enjoyed serving us, blah 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 blah, and this song would continue to play until the end, which is really really fucking dark to me. First off, if you are that lonely, I am so sorry for you.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that one's hitting home, man. That one's hitting home. Dying alone with some broadcast tape going off. That's gonna be my end.
If an End of the World tape has to exist, it should be Jackie Mason just like criticizing you for like half an hour. Like, what are you doing? The world's coming to an end. You're sitting here watching TV. Get out, go do something. Make
Yeah,
love.
at least
Maybe
tug
get on
one
do
out or
something.
something.
Tell your children you love them. Hug your kids. you know.
Dad, I need something. What's wrong with you?
You live with a couch potato your whole life.
You're the reason. You're the reason this is happening.
People like you.
Rob,
Yeah,
I
but
just
that's
noticed
good.
your
It's kinda
Army of
like-
Darkness shirt.
Oh yeah.
That's a great
dope.
shirt, by the way. I was going to mention something about that earlier.
Yeah, that's
Dope.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
Very
cut off the
fucking
sleeves too. That sounds like a real
As he
man.
should.
That's like a real man.
He should.
That's awesome.
I made it comfortable. It was I think the sleeves were tight or something, and I was like, let's get rid of these sleeves.
Fucking Hulkamaniac.
Damn, that is a man.
I-
That is like
well-
a man response.
Yeah, that's awesome. I have these sad
No, I've
long
noticed-
sleeves covering up my gun show. You know,
No, Rob, I'm right there with you. Like, this is an older shirt, so it's a little bit bigger on me. But like the newer shirts that I've been getting, the sleeves are just too fucking tight around my arms.
A lot of
Plus,
them are
like,
wonky. Like,
It's a bad
sleeve
problem to
ratio
have.
is wonky.
I have the same problem.
Yeah,
I'm like that around the
Yeah,
gut.
yeah,
All the
just
shirts
feel
you
it.
got
I
around
was
the
just
gut.
about to say, like that around the
See, I
gut.
used to be like
I gotta dress
That
so
used to be
loud,
my
like you go
problem.
blind.
that. Yeah, exactly. Chris is always, hey, I'm here, and wakes everybody up.
Yeah, dress so loud they go blind and they have no idea. Like
You've been hitting the
you must
gym
be-
a lot and
Exactly.
stuff. You've been
I
going to
wear,
the
like,
gym a lot, James?
No, actually, I'm still a lazy fuck. I just I cut back on the food.
I was gonna say I got a tape that can get you going if you're going to the gym. I got the Marky Mark workout.
Oh, dude,
hell yeah.
You know, that way you can
give me
you
that.
can get your swole on.
Did they Photoshop out the triple nipple?
Wait, he has a messed up nipple?
Mark
No,
Wahlberg
it's
has
hanging
3
low.
nipples.
It's
way to go.
It's hang. I can't tell. Looks like he got a little something going on over there.
Yeah, he has a third nipple, and it's not even just kind of a little.
I never knew that.
No, it's an actual third nipple.
It's a full-on fucking third.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I borrow one?
Seriously, if you have one, it's because Marky Mark has fucking 3.
Every time he hooks up with a chick, he's like, "Feel it, feel it." Come on, feel it.
It's on my rib.
Did they crop that out of like all of his photo shoots for Calvin?
So it shows up in the Good Vibrations video, and that's when people first acknowledged it. But like in his original Calvin Klein run,
holy shit, I see it, dude. You probably won't be able to see it. Let's see here.
His original Calvin Klein run.
Oh, I can't see it. It's like right there. Oh, fuck it.
His original Calvin Klein run, they would fucking they used old school methods because it was a regular photographer doing it. So they were literally like doing the fucking blur and rub on the negatives, trying to get the wash out.
Oh, really?
But when the Good Vibrations video came on MTV, obviously they couldn't do that with every fucking frame. So here's Mark's fucking third nipple just bouncing around with fucking.
He uses it like a metronome to keep the beat.
It is exactly what it is. The third nipple is the time nipple, similar to the fucking Infinity Stone.
Wow.
You know, it's ironic because we're here. We're supposed to be this segment. We're here to talk about the death of Blockbuster and the death of video stores. I think we just nailed it. It's Marky Mark's third nipple. It's freaking weird. Like Rockstar came out and he got his nipple pierced in that movie, and it just broke Blockbuster's back. It was just like the Bane to Blockbuster's Batman. It's like, well, your spirit or your body.
I haven't laughed this much in a while, man.
All of a sudden, Blockbuster was like, "Yeah, we can do it. We can be Rockbuster. We're gonna push this movie."
Nope.
And then a Shallow Hal later, and it was all over.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's fucked up? What was the last VHS movie you rented?
Oh shit, dude! God. I have no idea, man.
Yes, I'm not expecting.
Well, actually, it's.
I kept it.
Yeah, I have a video store. We had a video store here till 2 years ago. So I think I want to say I rented some Star Wars movies, but I'm not sure because I used to go for the popcorn and the hot dog. They had a deal. You get a tape, you get a hot dog and a popcorn for like $3. And I'm like, well, it's worth it just for the popcorn and hot dog, you know?
Yeah.
And get to come home with the tape, you know? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
This isn't the last thing I rented, but the last thing I remember renting was the 1985 Demons, like Dario Argento's Demons.
Oh, I wish I don't have Demons. I wish I did.
That's such a great movie on VHS. I mean, it's great on any format, but like,
two-parter. Oh, there was supposed to be a third. They never made. Did they make the third?
It's called the Ogre or something, or like the Church, or like they kind of like they sort of like. I don't even know how you explain it. They howlinged it up. They like a little bit over here, a little bit.
Yeah, they fucking my sister as a werewolf kind of a thing.
Yeah, exactly. I always make the joke that it's like my postman's a werewolf. Like that was practically a movie. My mailman's a vampire. Like,
but he's not good at the job. I don't get mail anymore. Mine was From Beyond.
Beyond, that's awesome.
Oh,
that was the last VHS that I rented. I got it from a Blockbuster, and the reason why I rented it is because it was out of print. I knew for a fact that they weren't going to be open because the Hollywood Video, a little bit further up the fucking road, all my friends worked there, and they were being told to prepare for what was coming. Like they were being told, like you're about to get hit. We're going to be so much busier than we have been.
Did you used to go meet up with your friends there? Because that's one.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! If they were closing, I would show up there every fucking night. We'd sit there and watch movies on to help them fucking re-rack shit.
Yeah, the same thing here.
Except it had a Black Widow problem, which was a little weird.
Oh my god! Wow.
Fuck that.
Georgia. There's nothing else I can say.
Georgia.
about that.
Yeah.
Nuke the site. Nuke the site from orbit. The only way to be sure.
Much. No, seriously. They were happy to get the videos out of the Dropbox return. We'd fucking Rochambeau for that shit because there was no fucking way that any of us were willing to fucking reach in. I didn't even work there, but I would take part in it because I was like, they let me watch whatever.
Did you just use POG terms? Because that's what you do before you do a game of POG.
Rochambeau.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
See, James knows. James knows. I figured that was
dude,
your
Pogs
error.
are my shit. Pogs are my shit, dude.
Either way,
That's awesome.
I have a story about Pogs, but that's another.
I got
topic.
2 binders. I can bring them next time because I'm gonna keep leaving to grab stuff.
2 binders. We might have to talk after this, Mikey.
Yeah.
So I mean, getting us sort of back on topic. I do remember, the era when Blockbuster started to die, and I have my thoughts on it. I think a big part of it was, really at the end of the day, Blockbuster ran into a couple situations in a row that they were not prepared to really adapt to. The first was DVDs. Like DVDs started killing Blockbuster in a couple of ways. Now all of a sudden movies became more affordable, and it was sort of this mini VHS boom for a while. DVD was huge, renting a DVD from Blockbuster, was terrible. You get it scratched, you couldn't play it. And back in the early days of DVD, like the littlest scratch and your shit was fucked. Like any player would shut down, like you had to have your shit pristine if you wanted it to play and be well cared for. Blockbuster movies look like they've been used as like a cutting board. Like someone was cutting chicken on it,
As Mikey and I like to call them coasters.
Coasters,
yeah, right. Yeah. Coasters, like worse than a coaster though, a cutting board coaster. But anyway, so that they didn't really adapt to DVDs well. They weren't prepared for that. And then the streaming thing, and with Redbox, I look at Redbox, I'm like, this should be Blockbuster. Like they should have been smart enough to be like, all right, we have to adapt. There's a stream, and Netflix should have been Blockbuster too, and could have been. They had all these chances to adapt to the playing field, and
Blockbuster did do the Redbox thing for a while with the DVD kiosk.
Yeah,
they
way
tried,
too late.
but yeah, it was. Yep, exactly. Redbox was already a thing for a couple of years at that point.
Redbox was always the world's saddest date. You take your girlfriend on.
Yeah.
You show up in your pajamas. You're like high as a kite, picking out shit, waving to your people to bring groceries out. I don't know,
like Taco Bell stains on your shirt.
It's for really sad couples for sure.
All right, I'm gonna get a pack of Marlboros and we're gonna get a movie. And
made some Swisher sweets.
We're gonna get a pack of Marlboros and we're gonna account to cover the cigarettes. Maybe something left over. Maybe the kids want to watch cartoons. We're getting a horror movie. I am treating you right tonight.
But for me, last movie I rented was either a wrestling VHS or I want to say it was Terror Tunes.
Oh, Terror Tunes!
Oh, wow,
I think that.
That's a true. I like the cover a lot.
Yeah, I will say again. It goes back to what we were talking earlier. That's why I rented it, because the cover art was like, "Hey, here I am."
Blockbuster called it the special interest section. It was like they didn't have enough music to do like a music section, so they have like a few music things, a few wrestling things, some workout tapes, like a Leslie Nielsen golf video, or random shit.
Right.
And that's some of my favorite, for like a Bubba Smith workout tape or something.
I collect workout tapes. I got an OJ Simpson workout.
Oh my god, is that the one? Is that the one? Is that the one filmed right before the murders?
Yeah, and if you watch it, there's a lot of incriminating things in it. Like he's like, I've been swearing away from alcohol. I've been trying to keep my mind straight with exercise, and I'm like, oh man, I don't think it worked out. But you shouldn't have skipped leg day.
I've been sitting here the whole time trying to think of the last movie I rented. I can't remember for the life of me, but I know it could have been any kind of like martial art. I remember when I used to go, for sure, I always took one martial art movie.
Yeah.
Jackie
think
Chan
that's
or
Jim
Bruce
Cotta.
Lee or something like that.
Love Jackie Chan.
I used to go to a Saturday matinee in like Suncoast at the mall and buy like you could get Jackie Chan tapes for like once Rumble in the Bronx came out, you could get like any movie of his from overseas for like $5 at the mall. And I was like,
you just made my inner fifth grader so happy.
I used to buy a lot of anime at
Suncoast Video.
Yeah.
My
dude,
God.
Snake Fist Fighter. Yeah, dude, that was
Saturday matinee at Suncoast. Holy shit.
dude, those were the stores, man. Those were what made the mall worth going.
You go. Yep. It made your Saturday afternoon.
That's the death.
great.
That's the death that I mourn, because that's the death for the people that really loved it. Like the people in there were the enthusiasts. They were the home theater buffs. They were the people that you would get posters in there and shit. That was like Spencer's, but for movie lovers. You know?
Suncoast, you could get action figures at Suncoast. I remember.
Yeah, they would have McFarlane's and shit.
Yeah, they had McFarlane's.
What's that? Like Mikey was talking about the idea of anime. Suncoast Video had one of the most inclusive fucking anime sections I've ever seen in my life. I was talking to Craig about this like days ago. Suncoast Video at the mall.
Yeah.
Just the anime section alone, there was nothing you couldn't find. You could find entire runs of series you didn't even know had sequels.
You got all your go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, you go. I'm so sorry.
You got all your Law Blue Girl tapes there in your Legend of Demon Wu.
No, just well, Wicked City and the follow-up. I didn't know Wicked City had a fucking follow-up, but it did. Demon City. Like those were two different
I think I got them within reaching thing, but I don't want to knock. Here's where all my sound stuff is. Go ahead, pop culture.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, if I had stupid money, my dream would be to open like an 80s mall or like a 90s mall. You know, you just put like all that old school shit, Suncoast, Saturday Matinee, like Sharp Image, KB Toys, you know, D-Dollar booksellers.
This is fucking gold, dude. We need to get on this, all of us.
Yeah,
like, let's just go.
Charge people admission to walk around. Just like, you want to go to the 80s mall? It's fucking $10.
Yeah,
the stores are open. But yeah,
how much for an apartment?
No, dude, that's
dude, right?
Dude, that'd be bitching.
That'd be so good.
It's gonna be our retirement home. We'll just think we're
except we may live long enough to have it end up like Chopping Mall, where we're just fighting like sentient machines in the mall at night. That's kind of how I want to go.
I'm in, man.
Like, I would be okay going out that way. I'm not saying I'm gonna enjoy the death, but I would be like, this is appropriate.
As long as I'm one of the guy, as long as I'm one of the characters that gets laid or gets stoned before he dies, then you know what, we're not happy. Preferably both. That would be great. That's the trifecta. Stoned, laid, and a killer robot. Boom. That's...
We've all seen Chopping Mall. Everybody here has seen Chopping Mall?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I've seen it one time.
Here's the thing: when I originally saw it, I saw it on Channel 36 back in the day when I was a kid, right? So I never saw the full version. I saw it on that channel fucking 15 times easily, but I never saw the unedited version. What was the deal with the ending? I swear to God, there was something about it, like they're not going to come to let us out for fucking some ridiculous amount of time. There was something about that. They weren't coming in the morning. It was a while to go, which is why they had to kill the fucking robots and not hide.
Oh, I don't remember.
There was something about it, like something about the lockdown occurring that was resetting something, and they literally couldn't get out of the mall, and nobody could get in to get them. There was something about that, and I never understood it as a kid.
Oh, like the state-of-the-art security system or whatever.
See, that's what I'm thinking. Like in retrospect, as I think about it as an adult, I'm like, it's got to be something like that. Like you tried your fucking Apple iPhone code 3 times, now you're locked down for 3 million minutes.
I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but I watched a lot of it like this, you know, because I was little.
Yeah.
I watched it not too long. Well, I mean, not super recently, but not too long ago, and I'm having a hard time remembering what.
Yeah,
well,
it's a pretty forgettable movie. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's easy to let things like that slip by when you're watching a movie like that, you know.
It's one of those movies that, like, when I was a little kid, it scared me, and then I watched it like years later. I was like, oh, I remember this. Oh, cool.
Now it's awesome, God, you know.
I can't believe this scared me. Like, this is so cheesy great. Like,
you know what else it is though? Is a great transition into a break and then into VHS cover art, because I guarantee the reason why you rented it was because of the fucking cover.
All right, cool.
Oh yeah, first time was on
Well,
TV, but yes.
Before
I
we
think because
do
of the
that,
title, I think the name too had a lot to do with it.
Oh yeah, chopping ball, and
Yeah.
plus a gag film of blood, robot arm.
fuck yeah.
You've been an excellent host, by the way, McGee.
Oh no, I'm not the host actually.
Oh, okay.
I'm babbling because I'm drunk.
Well, you had the notes, so I figured you were the
It's
host.
a group effort.
You know?
Yeah, he's our notes guy.
But,
He's our planner.
it's a team effort. It's a team effort.
We bring him the info, and he comes
But,
back and goes, "Well, this part we can do here, and we can do this." Yeah,
Yep.
he's our golden child.
He's our organizer.
Yeah.
But Craig, what was the? Can you think of the last movie you rented?
I'm probably with you. It was probably Terror Tunes because I rented it all the time.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, back in the day, man, that cover art. There we are, right back around to what we
Cartoons and
Oh, and
movies,
I-
man. You know.
Yep.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, dude. Exactly. And gore.
Yeah.
That was the way to be
Not
raised.
to
I think
mention-
we all turned out fine. I mean, yes, we all
Yeah,
own
look at us.
gizmos
I got-
and pet monsters, but other than that, we're okay.
You got a pink horse. You're
I'm
all buying
35
stuff.
years old with a Chucky Finster toy.
We got more than one Hawaiian shirt here.
That's true. At least, yeah, I'm not alone. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Yeah, we could call that a Hawaiian shirt, I think.
Yeah,
Team
yeah, it's
Hawaiian
Hawaiian.
style.
Yeah, why
It's
not?
just a little more modern.
I'll be returning on Punk Rock Geek Den Hawaiian style.
Come back. There's going to be pork and pineapples.
Daisy Carosi. and-
Pineapples. It's date night.
Oh man. All right. On that, we will go ahead and cut to another break. And when we come back, we'll talk about cover art and then wrap things up.
Hey, sounds good. Sounds good. It's been fun, guys.
Yeah, it's been a blast.
Absolutely. This has been a blast so far.
Keebler presents the appealing taste of baked potato skins in a crunchy chip.
Potato skins got baked potato appeal, cause they're made with potatoes and skins that are real.
The Keebler elves make potato skin snack chips with real potatoes and skins.
Cheddar cheese and bacon, sour cream and chives, tasty baked
And
potato.
they finally got barbecue flavor too.
They're made with potatoes and skins that are real. Potato skins from Keebler, baked potato appeal.
Mad balls, gross for one, gross for all. We play with a mad ball, they're gross, funny, yucky, sick. There's 8, so you can take your pick. We throw, catch, it's fun. There's so much gross in every one. Freaky fun is what they're for. There's so much ugly, so much more. Gross for one, gross for all. We play with a mad ball. We play with a mad ball. We play with a mad ball. Mad ball.
Freaky fun for everyone, sold separately from Amtoy.
Mad ball.
All right. And we are back. We're going to be talking about VHS cover art. Much like, you walk to a record store, you find an album cover that you like, you grab that record, right? Everybody remembers doing that kind of shit, especially comic book stores. And of course, movies.
Yep.
Well, like, for me, one of the movies, like, we were talking about it off the air, but like, All Dogs Go to Heaven is some of the best cover art out there.
Yeah.
It's just, I love dogs, so like seeing a whole bunch of them on the cover of a movie is just, hey, come watch me.
We know how to get you going, man. We get a couple pooches on there, and you're good.
Exactly. 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 Dogs, like, I'll watch anything with a dog on it. So like that's a dead giveaway. But for me,
Holds
like
up his
the movie, like, yeah. But for me, like I would walk into like Suncoast Video. I would immediately go to like the sports section and look for the wrestling tapes.
Hell yeah.
And find the one with like the craziest cover art that depicted all the matches and everything.
Dude,
like that.
some of those ones were
That's the one I'm going on
legendary
with.
too. Like the
Yes.
WrestleMania 5, the Mega Powers explode.
Yeah.
And 6 with Warrior and fucking Hogan, and then the Sergeant Slaughter shit. Like,
You got to get my
fanning
muscles
the
in for
flames
this
of-
one.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, now you're making me think of Wrestling Buddies. Remember Wrestling Buddies?
I got a
Oh my
wrestling
God,
buddy
yeah.
right here.
Oh,
Of
dude,
course you do.
Which one do you have?
Here, let me grab him.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. We keep making him grab shit. He's got all the cool shit. Mikey's got all the dope shit.
I got a Kane Hodder wrestling buddy.
Oh my god, that is so
That
awesome.
is amazing. For a sec there, I thought it was Jake the Snake.
It's for the yeah, it does look like him.
Fuck yeah.
It's for the Killer Goats, but I was like one of the
fucking awesome.
I donated some money so it can get made.
That's fucking great.
That's sick. Slasher buddies, they should do that. Like that would be genius. Like,
Oh yeah,
fuck,
they're
let's
called
all just put money into
yeah,
this.
dude.
They're called
Slasher buddies,
they're
like
called
maybe
horror
Jason
stuffed or something.
Actually, there is a company that does them. They did like an Art the Clown one and stuff like that. There is a company that like makes slasher buddies.
Of course.
Oh,
Of course. If you can think of it, someone's already thought of it.
Well,
fucking badass.
that's no reason not to do something, though. Just do it your own way. It's always your own style. No one's going to be you ever.
All right, I'm gonna do the Survivor series, all the final girls.
Yeah, there you go. That's
problematic.
Do Final
That's a bit
Girls.
problematic.
Yeah. Do
No,
Final
that's a
Girls.
bit
I think it'd be popular.
Uh,
Especially if they have some like boobies to squeeze or something.
Yeah, that's where it gets problematic.
There you go.
But like I said earlier, it was probably like Terror Toons was one of those movies. Like I saw the cover and I was like, "Yep, that's going home with me tonight." Craig, Mikey, Rob, what do you guys like? What are some
ahead,
movies
Rob.
that like cover? Yeah, the covers like grabbed your attention.
Well, man, like talking about cover art, like you end up realizing that the cover art usually ends up being better than the movie.
Yeah,
right.
Like that's how like important the cover art is, right?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got I mean, I like so many tapes. It's hard to kind of pinpoint one, but I got a couple here on the side, like Inner Space.
Oh,
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
It kind of tells you everything you need to know about it right off the bat.
Yep.
Why would you not want to rent that movie? You know, like
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Facts.
Plus, all those actors were super hot at the time too.
or like a RoboCop, man. Like you see,
Dude, iconic.
It's the perfect one sheet. It's the perfect. Yeah.
Seriously.
Enough said. You know?
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that movie. Just a great movie overall.
Yeah, perfect movie.
Yeah, the simplicity of that cover though.
I love
That's
Alan
it.
Rickman and Die Hard, but for my money, Kurtwood Smith, Clarence Boddicker, best villain ever.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
I agree.
Best villain ever.
I will agree 100%. Red Foreman all day.
Yeah.
Everything he says is memorable.
I love that line when he walks in, when he busts into the lad's house, and he's like, "Bitches leave."
Yeah.
Yep.
Everything that comes out of his mouth, dude, is like even the weird shit. Like, I don't want to fuck with you, Sal. Sticks his fingers in the wine. Come on, Tigers are playing tonight.
Can you fly, Bobby?
I'm gonna try that as next party. Bitches leave. See if that works out.
Probably not working.
Probably
I mean,
not.
let's be realistic. Nobody's inviting me to a party.
If they do, it would be a RoboCop party, though.
I would totally go to a RoboCop party.
Oh hell yeah!
It happens to come across this video, by the way. This is a random factoid that I'm guaranteeing everybody here probably knows. Clarence Boddicker spitting the blood on the fucking forms when he gets walked in by RoboCop finally. That was completely ad-libbed. It wasn't supposed to happen.
Oh, that's awesome. I did not know that.
Everybody's reaction is real because he was not supposed to. Kurtwood Smith spit in front of the other actors, and that's why they're like, oh.
Same as Can You Fly? Same as Can You Fly, Bobby? That was an ad lib. That was an improv.
That was ad lib.
Yeah, that was not in the script. Pretty much
And an
all
iconic
of the sense of humor of that Clarence Boddicker shows throughout the movie, like none of that was really in the script. That was all Kurtwood Smith being like, I want this guy to have a dark sense of humor.
Never on fucking movies. Period. Like that, he was fucking great.
That was
Oh my
him.
God,
It was
yeah,
him
he
having
really
his
is.
way with the role.
Kurtwood Smith.
Well, even running through the fucking shotgun thing where he's getting ready to kill him and doing the fucking tracking noise, like it's such a silly little.
Yeah.
Absurd. He's fucking running in and then decides he wants to stand off because it's gonna live and it's gonna hurt.
It's awesome.
It's cool. Everything he says is gold. Even the simple as like, you probably don't think I'm a really nice guy.
Look what he did to my face, Dick. I love that movie.
I'm
Cops
glad I
don't
got
like me,
friends
and I don't like cops.
Yeah, exactly. It's gold. Everything he says is gold. He doesn't have a wasted line. Not a wasted line the whole movie. Like even like I love again, people say that it's Alan Rickman, it's Alan Rickman. I love Alan Rickman in Die Hard, but he's got plenty of moments where he's just like, "You will get your detonators," blah blah blah. You know, it's just like expositing, and it's like, no.
Yeah,
Clarence Boddicker doesn't do that shit.
No,
Like,
he
makes it.
scenery. Like if you understand the term chewing scenery, that is what he does through that whole movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's where it's at, man. I like actors that put that extra 100%.
Yeah.
Even when it's like not focused on him, when the scene's not focused on him, it's just like when you burnt the fucking money.
You stupid asshole.
You guys are making me want to watch it again.
I just watched it like last week.
Get
I need to watch
Screenbox.
it
You
again.
get a free 7-day trial of Screenbox. You can watch RoboDoc and watch Hollywood Dreams, the Robert De Niro
I
documentary.
have a RoboCop, but I haven't put it in a while. You know, I have so many things to go through.
Oh man, it's the ultimate fall of a franchise because the first one is like the best thing ever, and the sequels just keep getting worse.
Well, I like them that
The second one was good.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like,
good.
I like all three of them.
Here's
man.
the
It's like
thing.
one of my favorite trilogies. to tell you
Yeah,
the
the
truth.
ninjas, man.
Oh yeah, I love all
Ninjas.
three of them.
No, the third part.
But, like,
you got ninjas.
Fuck the third part. The second part was good.
ironically, no, for me, they're both to me, they're both really, really drastically so far off the quality of the first film that it's almost pointless to measure.
100%, 100%.
But it's ironic because Orion was all about quality, and if those sequels had somehow fallen to canon, like, and if canon had gotten the suit and nothing else, like they could have figured out a way to make a good movie. They might not have done it. They might have made a piece of shit.
Masters of the Universe to canon. If you're saying that they could have gotten the suit and done good with it, I mean, look at the Masters of the Universe fucking movie. That was
It's terrible. But look at Life Force. Like they sunk in. They must have sunk like almost
Life
100 million.
Toby Hooper, though. Life Force was Toby Hooper fucking just trying to drag it to the finish line and failing.
Well, that's
Life Force is not a good movie. Life Force is like fucking.
there's a reason he was failing.
Well, yeah, but he enjoyed it. He enjoyed it. He enjoyed it a lot. He thought it was a great idea, and part of it was.
Canon went on this, run where they broke from their model. Their model was like $30 million, 30 movies. And then they started saying like, okay, we'll give Stallone $40 million to make this movie about an arm wrestling truck driver who bonds with his son. And then we'll make He-Man because He-Man is like the cartoon of yesteryear. It's already over, so we'll sink a lot of money into that. We'll buy Superman and we'll make this indie movie with Christopher Reeve so we can do a Superman movie, and we'll give Toby and we'll give Toby Hooper all the money in the world to make Texas Chainsaw 2 and Invaders from Mars and Life Force, and none of them are going to make us money.
Invaders from Mars still fucking rocks today.
Yeah, I
rocks. All those movies rock. I love all those movies, but they all lost money.
They're part of what formed what you enjoy in a film. It's what you expect to see. But Invaders from Mars, right? The fucking canon version, it's fucking good. It's good now. You can watch it.
No, it's great. Like I love that movie.
In that movie, all the way up to fucking chick from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is fucking great.
You look at that, it doesn't look like a canon movie. It doesn't even look like a New World Pictures movie. It looks like a studio fucking movie.
It seriously does.
Yeah.
And like everybody there was doing, like, even like I said, the kid. A kid is normally the weak part, with the exception of like what the Goonies, Explorers, and fucking
Goonies are dope.
Yeah, Explorers, like there are a bunch, like even fucking Neverending Story. There are movies where kids are the shining stars. Oftentimes, I feel like Invaders from Mars gets forgotten. That kid was fucking awesome in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the hell.
I think his mom, I think I saw in a documentary or something that like his mom was like a pretty intense stage mom or something. Like she was actually an actress. I think she might have been one of the people in the movie, the teacher or something.
Right.
Not Nurse Ratched.
Not Ratched,
yeah. And I think she was like a little, too much for people to deal with. They don't like dealing with stage parents, I think, in the business.
Right.
I mean, it happened with Thora Birch, right? I mean, up through the 90s, like her dad fucked her entire career.
Oh, Macaulay's dad fucked his career up. They're like, you want us to do Home Alone 2? You're going to fire the kid that's already shooting this movie called The Good Son and put Macaulay in it so he can show his range. Or no Home Alone 2.
I think that shit, like the
right.
By the way, if you watch that movie and you don't know any of the history, it's actually an okay movie, but it doesn't stand out. It's not like remarkable. It's just it's a decent thriller.
Yeah, it's just serviceable.
Totally. Watching, you're like, you know where it's going to go, but when it happens, you're like, oh yeah, I hope Elijah Wood lives.
If it was the 90s and you rented that and you had got a Little Caesars Bigfoot pizza, it was a pretty good place to be.
Man, you're making me hungry, bro.
Bigfoot, man.
I saw that movie in the theater.
Oh God! Did you? That night was fucking going off.
I order so much pizza that
Good
I end up getting relationships from people I like that deliver pies. Sweet on a girl right now that's delivering. I mean, she doesn't know that yet, but I'm ready to make the move. I hope she's not watching. I just embarrassed myself.
That's the most romantic thing I've ever heard.
Hey,
you gotta answer the door in like a robe with a glass of champagne.
We gotta have a pipe and they have a robe.
She brings you pizza and you're bringing her love. I love it. It's incredible.
You come to the door, darling.
She asked me what I was doing in there because I had green lights, and when I open the door, all the smoke just goes comes pouring out. I'm like, I'm a YouTuber. I'm not partying. I swear. I mean, I do party, but not tonight. You know.
If it ever happens,
I think my cat needs me. I'll be right back.
Like just straight up, what brings a nice girl like you to a place like this?
She's just really nice. I think she's awesome, and I'm going to tell her how I feel one of these days.
That's like Rocco with the mail lady. What's her name?
Melba.
Melba.
Rocco and Melba. Oh my God.
Hey, we do need to bring it back around to the VHS art. I feel like.
Oh, I
was going to with Goonies and Neverending Story. They have those two movies have some of the best cover art that I've ever seen. Like you see the kids, like with the Goonies, you have the kids in the cave,
right?
With the treasure and everything like that. I was going to Neverending Story. You got Falcor right there.
And then a hand painting too.
Do I just
the Nightmare on Elm Street movie?
Yeah,
all of them. The Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Yes.
Cover art up until about part 4.
Yeah.
Was fucking amazing. And
I agree.
A phenomenon.
Part 3.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh hell yeah!
That's exactly it. Like that is such like if you have Nightmare on Elm Street 3, which I would argue almost any Nightmare on Elm Street fan would probably say is the best of the bunch.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
You guys have said that multiple times.
There was something about that artwork that was absolutely stand out. You walk through a fucking horror section when you're fucking 11, 12 years old.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
That shit stood out. But like I said, so did Phenomenon. I mean, you had a chick from fucking Labyrinth.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember half her face and skeleton with all the bugs crawling up. Like that was an intense fucking cover, right?
Yeah.
There were so many pieces of artwork attached to VHS movies that were absolutely beautiful and eye-grabbing. And then DVDs came out.
I got one right here. I'm really proud of this. This is one of my signature pieces. Like I've been wanting this tape almost my whole life. I used to see it at Jack's Video, and I knew one day the price would be right that I couldn't say no to.
I know what tape it is.
But Video Violence. This thing is stupid expensive, but it is such a I mean, the movie itself isn't even that great, but I've always loved the cover for it because it has a VCR and a bloody hand, and it just it sets the tone.
I know it's cliche to say, but really all the Friday the 13th covers used to mesmerize me when I'd walk down the horror aisles, and the Sleepaway Camp covers as well.
Oh, wonderful.
Sleepaway Camp is dope.
Fucking Freddy Glove hanging out of the backpack. Like that motherfucker.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I love that cover.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone loves that's a great cover. That's a great B movie cover.
Oh, it's
but
wonderful.
I mean, if you look at all the Paramount Friday the 13th movies of the 80s, like they all have amazing posters. Like, you know, especially when you go from like 4 through 8, like every one of those is like should win the VHS Poster of the Year award practically, for, especially considering that like they're all like low budget. Like they didn't have like if you were talking about the Nightmare posters, which I also love. They're all perfect VHS covers, and they all like thematically go. They almost like tell a story looking at them all lined up.
Yeah.
Right.
And the Jason ones, the Friday the 13th do too, but there's something that's like almost sleazier about the Friday the 13th ones. They're cheaper. They're like more grindhouse a little bit. Like it's like the mask. It's mostly just the mask on like all of them, you know.
I find
like
they were
four,
like
it's the mask with a knife through it.
I find they were
it's a different
simple.
mask with red glow, which is so cool. The weird Chevy Chase Clark Griswold mask, which I don't know why I never just put that and put Christmas Vacation at the top of it.
VHS cover National Lampoon's European Vacation.
Yeah,
oh, that's a good. Yeah, the Vacation ones had great Drew Struzan art for sure. Yeah. I mean, everything Drew Struzan did, you know, Back to the Future, even Meatballs 3 is like beautiful because it's Drew Struzan. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to not say Back to the Future is the best VHS art of all time because it's like literally the first note of the movie, you know?
Yeah. On a part 2 and a part 3 that's clearly visible in art.
And one of the best trilogies ever made. There is no better.
Yeah.
It really is.
I agree.
Karate Kids had some, especially Karate Kid 2
Karate
had like
Kid's
a dope,
an honorable mention for sure.
A dope VHS. Like it was simple again, like they didn't have the Back to the Future bucks in the budget, but like the something about Karate Kid 2, like that black background seemed like so dark and like intense, and I'm like, oh, shit got real for Karate Kid 2. Like,
yeah, 2's my favorite
for sure. Is awesome.
Yeah. 2 is such an underrated sequel. 2 is like the Empire Strikes Back of the Karate Kid universe, man. You get Miyagi's fucking story, and it's like even better than Daniel's. You're like, fuck,
yeah,
dude,
for sure.
We're gonna
100%.
end up talking about Cobra Kai here in a minute for sure.
We had an After Effects guy on one of our shows when he was still.
Yeah, I'm one of those.
We had a dude come on. He was talking like the industry standard is actually still Jurassic Park. Like that is the most amazing CGI you've ever seen in a movie. I mean, it was 1990, but it still beats shit that's coming out now.
Yeah. Even Dennis Muren says the same thing. He's like, I don't think we've done anything better than T2 and Jurassic Park. And I'm like, I 1000% agree. Like,
here's the thing about it. You stop and think about it. The Jurassic Park VHS cover was garbage.
Yeah, it was pretty lackluster. Yeah, you're right.
What, you mean like just the silhouette? Like
Yeah, it was a fucking
the iconic logo.
But it was a good cover.
Yeah, you could have had like sweet ass dinosaurs all over and all kinds of cool shit.
They could have done.
The question is, was that it might have been super effective though, because we all went to go see the fucking movie. You know,
but by the time the tape was out, we done seen the movie, so might as well put dinosaurs on the front.
Here's the thing. Well, yeah, on the tape, but like on the movie one sheet, if they show you the dinosaur, then you're always gonna have people go, "Yeah, the dinosaur looks fake," you know, because it's standing there just staring at it, dissecting one frame of it.
Dude,
they went with that for all 3 movies because all 3 movies have terrible covers.
No, they really do. The people that made those dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, the people that put those together, the Industrial Light and Magic people that were like, all right, let's fucking make the shading right, move them the way we think they're supposed to move, however we're going to do it. Those people could have made an incredible cover. And it was at a time where those covers in question were being made. So why that? Because it was a brand. Like they made a logo. They made a Nike swoosh where they could have made an artistic thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Which is, granted, that's opinion too, by the way. That's not, I very clearly.
Well, it's okay to have your own thoughts on things. I don't want all my friends to agree with me. That would be terrible. I mean, if people acted like me, the world would suck.
Like, I will be sober tomorrow and I probably will not think about this again. But the way I'm thinking about it right now, they sold us short on that. And that was also one of the last VHS tapes I really remember being released. This is not to say that there weren't others, but that was one of the last big ones when it hit VHS. That I was like,
it was a, for lack of a better term, blockbuster release.
Yeah.
It was like one of those movies that like you'd get in the grocery store even, you know.
You mentioned Terminator 2, Jurassic Park, and fucking well, no, I'd already had Aliens.
T2 was pretty big.
And Batman, right? So Batman 1 and 2 came out, and then 3 was also a VHS release, and I remember not enjoying it as much.
I'd say honestly, the last time a movie came out that was like a universal, like #1 movie of the summer kind of feeling that everyone seemed to have the consensus on might have been Independence Day, for lack of whatever.
Actually, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Like 96 is probably the last time that happened, and even that movie didn't make the kind of cultural dent that like Jurassic Park or T2 did.
No,
Yeah, but it might have
like
been
dude,
the last real blockbusters though.
Tim Burton's Batman, like that shit was everywhere that summer, and that's like the same summer that Indiana Jones 3 and Ghostbusters 2 and Back to the Future 2 and all this other shit comes out, and it's still like, yeah, we got this one.
Hey, Craig, did you have some thoughts? You look like you were wanting to pipe in.
No, just listening to the conversation.
I was giving you an easy setup here. Sorry, I'm used to running shows, so I'm you know.
The ones that
good
impressed
enough,
me
man.
the most were Return of the Living Dead 1 and 2. That's my favorite.
Like, dude, the skull in the sky with fucking smoke. Like that is a simple fucking idea, but it was done so well. Like if you were walking through, going through a video store, you see that on a fucking shelf, you're gonna be like, "What is that?"
Yeah, for sure.
There's still some great ones that like I remember the cover. I never watched the movie, like Summer Job. Like Summer Job was like a total like TNA cover, but it was so cool looking. I was so intrigued by it, like the layout. And Andy Sidaris had a lot of music. Malibu Express has a great cover. There's another one. I think it's like Fit to Kill or Hard Target or something. There's some weird, but it's got like one of the most beautiful covers I've ever seen.
One Crazy Summer had an incredible fucking VHS cover.
Yeah.
Hard ticket to Hawaii or something.
Didn't he have the sunglasses on there? If I'm thinking of this,
Look up which one it was because I'm now curious.
I don't know. I don't want to trip over my cords trying to grab it. It is not worth tripping cords over. Even though I like the movie, you know.
The art stopped DVDs. Like it became a Photoshop competition with DVDs.
Yeah.
There was one of my favorite horror movies is called The Devil's Chair, right? Came out at a time when so many other movies were being released and any movie could be made to look incredible and cool because somebody knew how to use Photoshop, right? So many people missed out on how great that movie was because it looked just like every other fucking movie. And it was all DVD fucking Photoshop cover art.
So the movie is Enemy Gold. Sorry.
No, you're good. Enemy Gold?
Enemy Gold. If you look up, it's just such a beautiful cover. Or I could just, if you want to share screen or something, I could do that. But it's just such a beautiful fucking piece of art. It's so random and weird.
G-O-L-D, like gold. G-O-L-D?
Yeah, G-O-L-D. Yeah, Enemy Gold. That's like I've never seen the movie, but I remember seeing that poster and being like, that is perfection on an image. Like, it's just awesome.
I got a little dog that has to pee. So I didn't want to wrap us up early, but I'm really worried about
time. No worries. You actually chimed in right at the perfect time.
My dog is pretty much my daughter. Like I put all the
right.
love that person does into their child.
So hard, man.
So when I see she's suffering over there, I try to take care of it.
Oh, poor baby.
I feel that.
My cat's doing the same thing. So yeah, it's probably time.
I have had one hell of a good time with you guys. I can already tell we're going to be friends.
100%.
Absolutely.
Do we just become friends?
You'll be coming back. We'll be coming back.
Yup.
But thank you so much. And everyone was awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank
great.
you so much for coming on, guys. Appreciate it. Absolutely. And before we leave, Mikey, happy birthday.
Hey, thank you, man.
As of this airing, it is Mikey's birthday. There we go, balloons. Yay!
Celebration.
All right, guys. This was a lot of fun. We appreciate you guys coming.
Yep.
Chris, thanks again for joining us, man. We love you.
Thanks for having me, man.
You guys
of course, you guys, all you guys are welcome back anytime.
All right.
Anytime you want to come on. So just hit us up.
We'll be your scabs, man, when someone doesn't show up.
Nah, we've always called Chris our fifth Beatle. So we're just gonna call you guys the sixth and seventh Beatle. Like pretty much everybody we want coming back all the time. We're just gonna add to the list of Beatles.
Sounds good, man.
I love it. We're gonna be the Memphis Horns pretty soon.
But all right, guys, thanks for joining us again. Jason, Craig, as always,